Introducing Instagram Teen Accounts, a new way to keep your teen safer as they grow, like making sure they always have their seatbelt on.
All right, sweetie pie, buckle up. Good job.
Or ring the bell on their bike.
Okay, kid, give it a try. Nice.
Or remember their elbow pads.
Knees too, okay? Yep. There you go.
New Instagram Teen Accounts. Automatic protections for who can contact your teen and the content they can see.
Optimize your nutrition this year with Factor, America's #1 ready-to-eat meal service. Factor's fresh, never frozen meals are dietitian approved, ready to eat in just 2 minutes. Choose from 40 weekly options across 8 dietary preferences, like Calorie Smart, Protein Plus, and Keto. Eat smarter at factormeals.com/listen50 and use code LISTEN50 for 50% off, plus free shipping on your first box. Factormeals.com/listen50, code LISTEN50.
Go. It didn't work for you either.
Nope.
What the hell?
Just turn us on.
Here we go. How are you,
Are
fellas?
we on the air?
Yes, we
Okay,
are.
the theme we had a little trouble. The
After 60 years, we got this down pat. So
it
anyway.
doesn't. It's not.
What? There we go.
All right, we got it. We don't need it now.
How about those 4 days in Minnesota sports this weekend? You have 19,000 in each place, paying whatever ticket price you want to charge to see 4 hellacious contests. The heartbreaking loss for the Wild on Saturday, but a fun game, just like in the back-to-back games at Target Center are the best I've watched. They were fantastic.
Really fun.
And LeBron, 40 years old, man.
Played pretty well.
Oh, God, he was great on Friday. And I think they played him 46 minutes yesterday. I think they got him a little tuckered at the end.
How about the fact that J.J. Redick didn't make a single substitution in the second half?
It's set the all-time record. The only previous coach to do that with 4 players was our guy Tibbs with the Bulls. With the Bulls, he once did it with 4 players, but he at least substituted somebody out. So
why did the Mavericks get rid of that Neanderthal?
They did not want to have to pay him. If he stayed there and became
we went through this. Yeah,
agent,
he'd be the franchise.
$300 million. Now that he's traded, it's got to be like your original team that you're with. So he's going to get paid like $60 million less by the Lakers. So,
But Joe, I got news for you. That guy's going to be an even bigger dundering lug in about 5 years.
Well, 5. He's only 26, but
and he's still a bumbling stooge.
My God, he's fantastic.
He is now.
Offensively, he's great, but he'll get away. He's clumsy enough to get away with pushing.
Yes.
He just pushes guys out of the way. But let me say this. The Timberwolves got a fair shake completely from the officials for 2 days here. Everybody worried that they were going to favor the Lakers and blah, blah, blah. I also heard somebody on another station suggest that the announcing crew was upset when they saw that LeBron had fouled Anthony Edwards. I did not detect that at all. They called the game straight up. I thought they did a great job, and I was not. I was there Friday. I wasn't at the game Saturday.
That
was a
Lakers
little wild in there Friday night.
Oh God, it was
festive.
They end up winning by 12, but it was a fantastic game to the last couple of minutes. It was.
They can win this series, can't they?
God, yes.
Yeah.
But they can. They got to win. They come back here. If you lose Wednesday, you come back here and you got to win Game
Friday,
6 here. Although home ice and home court ain't what they used to be.
Nope.
Not what they used to be. These athletes are so trained, playing internationally when they're 12 and stuff. They just don't worry about it.
The
like
thing
they
that
used
Lakers do not have, though, is they've got no depth.
No depth and no size.
No.
They only played their center 4 minutes. They were, you know who looked like a lost puppy, though, yesterday? Rudy.
Yeah.
Rudy was stumbling around, and when he missed that half-footer right off the bat, when he basically didn't draw a rim from a half a foot away, that was a bad sign.
The gang I was with were really down on Rudy.
He wasn't, well, when the lineup the Lakers are playing, there's really nobody for him to guard. They don't have any big guys. So he's given up the mobility to everybody. And, if you're playing a normal team with good size, anyway. But you know what has happened since TNT has leaving the NBA and has made a deal with the NHL, we get the triple headers now in hockey. So you get the 10 o'clock starts. It ain't good. The other night, the Friday night basketball game, 8:30, 8:54 tip-off. 8:54 tip-off. I don't approve.
I even lost a couple of very, very intrigued young men about 10:40.
They fell asleep.
Dad, I'm done. I'm done for the night. And they're about as locked in as anybody.
It ended about 11:20, didn't it?
Yeah, she was a bit late.
I saw it because I was reading and I thought, I can't resist. Turn it back on. Turn it back on at about 10 or 11:05. And there was time left.
I was asked this, and I thought it was an intriguing question by my 13-year-old yesterday. Where does Ant rank right now? Because I think
just top 10. I don't have him top 10.
He's damn close to being Moss-esque.
But he's very erratic.
But when it matters, though, Patrick.
Well,
when it matters.
Friday, he wasn't that good. Yesterday, he won the game for him. So.
I just like the fact that he's so joyful about playing.
He loves the game.
I like that.
He does. Now, he could act like he got shot by a sniper.
Yeah, but he'll be back.
He'll get up and be playing about 2 minutes later.
Right,
So
right.
He did have the great quote, though. I actually asked him the question about LeBron and what he thought of the 40-year-old, because he was a teammate of his in Paris. And he said, man, he said he made one from Yucatan, which surprised me that he knew that Yucatan existed. But he did not. He did his post-game Friday and then again yesterday, and he never dropped an F-bomb, which...
well, it's costing him a fortune.
$514,000.
Oh, my God.
If you count the suspension that took one game's salary away from him, they've stolen $514,000 for saying F every once in a while. And
what would that do to you, Joe?
I approve.
The referees decide who they're going to give technicals to.
Yep.
Like the guy in Oklahoma City. He's obviously a fairly well-behaved fella, SGA. He had one technical for $2,000. This guy, if he looks at him crossways, they give him a technical. The last one that they rescinded was ridiculous. That they let him play in that last game of the season.
Trying to add up the number of F words I've heard from the two of you in 15 years of working.
Yes, that's right.
That'd be a lot.
If we got fined, we'd be in trouble.
I think I got an advantage, but you worked more with me there, and I got an advantage. I'll admit it. It's like if something doesn't work now, technically at my advanced age, like I'm trying to. I'm trying to. The first move is a very harsh swear word.
Yes.
And I can't stop. I'm sorry. I'm very embarrassed, but I can't stop.
But a lot of it, too, is...
So I hear from upstairs, what's wrong? Not much.
But a lot of it, too, is self-imposed. I'm a bleeping bleeper.
Oh, yeah. What an idiot. Well, when I forget stuff in the car.
Yes.
And stuff. You dumb. So, it was a great weekend. God almighty. And you know what? Somebody mentioned this to me earlier today. We don't care when we're at a hockey game or a basketball game if we're sitting next to a trumper or we're sitting next to.
That's right.
We don't. It brings us together for those 3 hours. Then we can go out and hate each other again. But it doesn't. You don't know what it.
Why do I have to see Shedeur? Is that how you say it? Shedeur Sanders?
Yeah.
Why do I see his name everywhere I look? I didn't follow the draft. I don't follow draft.
He
Drafted in the 5th round. That's all I know.
Mel had him rated very highly, right?
Mel was very offended.
Mel was mad all day. I never watched a minute. I don't watch any of the draft anymore. But it became a storyline. Like after the 3 rounds, they have because they think Deion's an arrogant jackass. They must have decided this kid is too. Apparently, when he did his interviews, he wasn't particularly
Gracious.
Yeah, he just was. You should be happy to have me here, kind of. But I don't buy the idea that they were that he was a 5th round.
I heard it explained very, very well. If Shedeur Sanders had Caleb Williams' talent, there wouldn't have been an issue. The problem was he wasn't a first-round quarterback.
He wasn't, but he wasn't a 5th rounder either.
No, but that's the other thing. That's what made him slide down was the fact of all the extra stuff you're going to have to deal with Deion and everything else. That's what made him slide.
So who
even
got
further.
him? Cleveland?
The old Brownies.
Who now have
After they already drafted
They
a
have
quarterback.
Deshaun Watson?
This they still got Deshaun,
Yeah.
the Massage King. Get on your stomach, sir. No, I don't.
I'm good.
I like it the other way around. But unbelievable. I like my massages on my back.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Right. So they're trying to get rid of him. He'll be out of there. But he ended up in Cleveland. But mark this down.
Okay, I got a
Thing I
pen.
hate the quarterback room. We're going to have
room.
We got the quarterback. Our quarterback room has 4 people in it. Our linebacker room has 8 people in it. Our tackle room has gotten bigger. Did Bud Grant ever say, "Oh yeah, we got Wade and Tommy and somebody else in our quarterback room"?
No.
It's always a room, and we're always writing room. If they want to say room, that doesn't mean we got to write room.
Well, wait a minute, though.
What?
Weren't you okay with Joe Help Me here when we got the Pope when they said they got him in his own room?
Well, that's what I heard the North Stars say about him. They were at the island.
Hockey's always had the room.
The hockey has a room.
They have a room, but that's the
Got
whole.
him in his own room.
They got him in his own room. That was when the Deuce was shot in Rome.
That's right.
And the guys that's a pre-skate. They're in the locker room watching TV, and they go, "Jesus Christ! They shot him in his own room."
That's the only time you approve, Patrick?
Yeah, I would approve of that.
Okay.
one. Yeah,
They got
but
him
I
in
don't
his
mind it in
own
the
room.
hockey. I don't mind it in the hockey because it goes back 50 years.
Okay.
But this, all of a sudden, nobody can say anything. They got 4 quarterbacks. No, they got a quarterback room.
So now added to the Vikings room is Sam Howell.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Who
Backup.
I'm very happy we got Sam Howell because that doesn't mean we don't get that Trump-loving jackass Kirk Cousins.
Or Aaron Rodgers.
Or Aaron
Or
Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers, we were never going to get him. We were never going to get him. They want to play the McCarthy, and they would.
And they
never gonna get
should.
him.
They should play the kid.
Yes, but we got a very poor draft grade from the.
Oh, no.
Now, if you go to NFL.com, Joe,
Okay.
they have draft.
Do you,
grades.
Joe?
No.
They have draft grades, and if you get a B, it's like you're terrible. There's such a bunch of homer. Everybody A, they got A pluses, A minus.
What'd we
B's
get?
about as lowest, but a lot of them have rated us either last or second to last.
Really? That's
One
an
reason being
insult.
We only got 5 guys, but a lot of teams had a second round grade on the offensive lineman they drafted too. So they did. They weren't that. We only had 5 guys, and they weren't that impressed with the drafting. So anyway,
I was entertained, a little bit by the
Did you
draft this
watch
week.
it?
The boys and I watched.
Why would you watch? Why do you watch?
Thursday night,
Who was the number one pick in the draft?
Cam Ward was
A
a quarterback
quarterback?
from
Remember
Miami.
Charlie Ward?
Huh?
Remember Charlie Ward? Isn't he his kid?
No.
I don't know. I don't know if they are
Where-
related.
who picked him?
Tennessee, the
Tennessee?
Titans, your favorite city, Nashville, sir. We watched a fair amount. But we were flipping back and forth between that and NBA playoff basketball. So we were going back and forth from that.
Anyway,
Child abuse.
I watched none of it. Although I will tell you this, I about 3 years ago started following the draft on Twitter.
Yep.
It's hard to follow on Blue Sky. We don't get a lot of Blue Sky conversation.
What is this blue sky?
It's a bunch of us Trump-hating wussies that are over there. So, that's basically, and it's comically boring. It's
I will say
fantastic.
though, the best part for me when you watch especially you got to watch the first round. The best part of the first round of the NFL draft is watching Mama push aside the girlfriend
Oh, yeah.
I
inside
was
the
telling
house.
Pat
Yeah.
before the show.
Mama's only about 40 now.
The women who are gaining, who gather some attention when
Yes.
you're watching those things are the moms. They got the moms. that are-
Mama's invested for 20 some years. The gal's
Yeah.
only been there for about 1 or 2.
Mom gets pretty dolled up for this deal.
Oh, yeah.
You know.
You know what I miss, though? The NBA draft. I've said this before, though. They don't let them bring the baby mamas anymore.
Oh, yeah.
The 17-year-old girlfriends with the baby, the 2-year-old the kid holding the baby. Remember that?
Oh,
They
yeah.
had him, and finally the NBA said, "No,
No
enough.
more. We
Tina,
got an image to
we
uphold.
don't want this. We don't want this being an advertisement for teenage pregnancy. So unbelievable.
So Green Bay had the draft.
Yes.
That had to be big for Green Bay.
Oh, my God. I heard, I forget who I was listening to, $26 million in local revenue was produced for the NFL
That
draft.
seems
Money
low
in
to
that-
me.
That's a lot of money in that.
For 3 days in Green Bay?
Yeah.
That,
If you owned a bar and
You made yourself some money.
Yeah, you could have probably goosed up prices a
Yeah.
little bit. But Joe, I guess I asked you this last week.
Here we go.
But you're a Maple Leaf fan, and your team hasn't won a cup since '67, right? You gonna go downtown and watch it with a bunch of jackasses out in the big main street? Watch it with 50,000 other people? You're gonna stay home and enjoy it. I don't get it.
no, I'd be in the press box.
Yeah, well, I know you would, but
No, I'm not going to stand on the sidewalk.
now, what is wrong with you people?
Yeah. Well, they're doing
Stay
it
home.
everywhere.
I know. What's wrong with people?
In fact, was it done here Saturday?
I don't think
We
so.
had the local one at the bank where we popped Adrian Peterson Friday morning. But I don't know that we had a big outdoor
Well, now
deal.
that I think about it, I bet downtown was outside around the building.
I suppose a little bit, but not.
Winnipeg does it. They stand out there.
Well,
Oh, were you talking about the draft or for hockey?
Hockey.
Oh, I'm sorry. I think
I'm
you're talking about the draft.
hockey here.
Okay.
No, the draft. So Adrian, the Vikings bring in Adrian for an appearance, and they put him in the limo and bus and take him back to the hotel at 9. Mm-hmm. And he gets picked up at 3:30 a.m.
Yep.
So, what was he?
Whose car
When
was
they
he
know-
using?
Yeah, he was driving a very sleek automobile, right?
My guess is Adrian was seeking companionship.
I know, but why don't they just admit that this is going to happen and give these guys the driver?
Adrian,
Whether-
we know you're going to seek out
Yes,
additional.
outside entertainment. Now the car had 4 other passengers,
Oh, and Adrian. Oh, God.
so we did not get the.
Wait a minute. He got caught at 3:30 in the morning, and he was
see.
riding with the limo driver.
No, he was driving.
He was
They
driving.
had
But
driven
he
him
had
back-
passengers.
They had driven him back to the hotel.
And then he got a hold of a car
And he got a hold of a car
and took off again. He snuck out.
Yes. Well, and there was 4 other passengers.
I did not know
And
that part.
You're an idiot. Okay, you've had a few drinks, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's 3:30 in the morning.
Nothing good happens.
You're on
at 3:30.
Cedar Avenue and you're driving 83 miles an
Mm-hmm.
hour. If you're drunk, never speed. That's, at that time of morning. And, of course, you know what, though? Did you see the picture of him? He looked like a guy who's taken a mugshot before. He was completely composed.
Yep.
He just sitting there like this. Okay, here I am again.
He got a llama. He had a llama brought in for his birthday.
No, camel.
A camel.
Camel.
That's why that was the end for me.
When he was broke, when he basically
You
had
don't bring a
been-
camel into the birthday party.
No,
you know, ride out with a funny hat
Plus,
What's your limit?
you're
Goat?
you're 38 years old. You don't even have a birthday party, for God's sake.
on. You don't bring in an exotic animal.
No,
I'll draw the line at dog.
he's.
It has to be your dog.
He was a very good running back.
Yeah.
Dumber than a box of rocks, man. Mm-hmm. Unbelievable. Yeah.
All I kept thinking about, Pat, when I saw the mugshot, you know what I thought about? Was one of our favorite sound bites ever. Oh, Puig. When Yasiel Puig got pulled over going about 110 in Miami, and he went, "Oh, Puig, why you do this, Puig?"
Talk about a guy who disappeared from the face of the earth. You think he's back in Cuba?
Probably. I got to find that soundbite. God, that was fantastic.
The boys are in Cleveland tonight.
Yes. Is the Storm going to make it all the way to Cleveland?
Joe says no, ain't no storm tonight.
You got plans this afternoon? They've been warning us.
I'm just hoping it doesn't hail because I don't want all those roof guys coming and pounding on my door.
You need a
for
roof?
Next 8 months.
I know that the LeSueur Jordan 7th grade baseball game has already been postponed.
Already been canceled?
Oh, yeah, we had to push her back. Got to be
What if we're wrong?
Gotta be careful
What
for
if
the
we're
kids.
wrong?
They've been selling this for a week, this
Really?
storm. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I just saw them yesterday selling it.
No, they've been selling it since a week ago today. And maybe it'll be a doozy.
You know,
I don't know.
I think we were better off when we had Bud Craley giving us a guess, saying, we're hearing that it's raining in Aberdeen.
And he had a
black.
blackboard.
Yeah, right.
Radar's killing us.
It is. Radar from the Pacific Ocean telling us this is going to be here in 5 days.
Mm-hmm.
We don't need that.
No, but they've
Strange
been very
things can
big on. They want you to watch out for the plans you've made. Now, if you have plans, and that's bothering me because plans to me suggest a formality. Plans is
Plus,
who has a plan? I don't have any plans today. Who's got a plan?
Who's got a plan on a Monday?
I don't have
Nobody's
a plan.
got a plan on a Monday.
Plans suggest maybe maps on the table and some phone calls. And
Right.
What's this plans? I don't like it.
No. And then you got to go to the plan room.
Yeah.
You got to have the planning room.
You know what else I like? Stay sky aware. You got to stay sky aware.
Action Force
Hey,
Team
what is that
1500.
weenie's name that says Sky Aware? Channel 9.
Oh, is that Leonard?
Leonard. I was clicking yesterday, and I got him, and it said Sky Aware. I stood up in my chair and made an obscene gesture when he said Sky Aware.
You got up to do
I
that.
grabbed I grabbed something.
I'm getting up.
I grabbed something
Hey,
inappropriate.
buddy, this is sky aware right here.
Right. I grabbed something and said, "Shut up, you wiener." God almighty. Oh,
There's one guy in town. I can remember his
Sky
name.
Aware, you're going to walk into people,
Yeah. There's one guy, his name is Mace Michaels.
Yeah. Mace works here on occasion.
He's on every station.
On every station.
How does that work?
Well, he's a freelance. You know why?
Sometimes he's in the Twins dugout.
You know why? He stays sky aware.
He's everywhere.
So I got a convertible.
Oh, my God.
So if I'm
Is the
driving
top
with
up
top
right now?
down, should I be like this? Go,
What was the year you left her down at Fort Myers?
That was
that was the little one. That was, I think, the first year. That was the first year.
the only guy I know who took his car to a car wash to have it dried out.
Hey, buddy, I need her drained.
That was when Derek was working for us.
That's
and
right.
He was in spring training, so they were still on us.
God,
and
I love that story.
he said, I hope you have your top up. And it was a beautiful morning. And by the time I got down there was a foot of water in the thing. It was unbelievable.
Took it to the car wash and said, I got to have it dried out.
I gotta have her drained.
Yeah, well, you should have saw
Drain
me
it.
driving it with my ankles in the water.
You just hear this squish,
I
squish.
was not sky aware.
You were not. You were not sky aware.
Well, you were. It was a bluebird day, but you failed to recognize it. Comes in every afternoon.
Yes, yeah. Well, 10 in the morning.
Yeah.
10 in the morning, sky aware. God almighty.
God.
I don't know. Hey, Schmitty not done yet.
Wednesday.
Wednesday's
Wednesday is the final day.
What's
I will
Joe
say
going to do?
this.
What's
You
he
know-
going to do? He's too young.
I'm not sure,
Well,
but
he's got they're turning the Joe Mauer book into a play.
Oh, okay.
He's doing that.
you know what was cool though? Watching the finals on ABC, they had all these little vignettes of Joe's. They had some really cool images from the World Series and
Oh, yeah.
it was really cool. I like the way that they put those together.
Are you?
Joe always got along with the athletes, which can't be said about all of us.
Are you aware of this controversy of announcers sometimes at the hockey games apparently are not in the building? Did you hear that?
No, I think they are for the playoffs. Though,
It was Canadian related. Did we talk about this?
Well, Mike, here's why I'm bringing this up.
All right.
I clicked to the Kings at the Oil.
Okay.
It didn't sound like they were in the building.
Yeah, there's some of that going on. Yeah,
What the hell?
I
It's
think-
Edmonton. Why don't you
I
be in the
think-
building?
I think the Oakland baseball announcers, which are not Oakland anymore, Sacramento, starting a couple of years ago, they don't go on the road anymore.
Pat,
Jeez.
those guys might make the playoffs.
Oh, it'd be great.
Wouldn't it be great? I want Oakland, Tampa,
I want
where the
both-
series is in
both be in the
Sacramento and
Well, they're saying that
Where's Tampa playing its games?
the Yankees. Spring training complex.
complex.
What's that hold?
10,000.
10.
But,
That holds
which is
10.
plenty for Tampa, but the ball it's small.
Yeah.
You know? And they're saying when it gets humid in the summer, they're going to hit 9.
Watch
home
out.
runs. They're going to be like 25 home runs.
I
a
bet the
game.
people in Tampa love that.
I
that
bet.
they're
Sure.
outside.
Yeah, they go out, but they get the 4:30 rain. You know,
Yeah, but so what? You're not playing till 7:30.
yeah, they're going to have a lot of delays, but that's okay.
What about the Sacramento ballpark? I don't know anything about
About
it.
8,000.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah, and they're playing. Yeah, that ground crew's busy because they're playing the AAA games there too.
And that's their affiliate?
Same ballpark.
Okay. But that's
no,
the
their
Oakland.
affiliate's the Giants, I believe.
Oh, it is. Okay.
And this is while Oakland waits for the ballpark to be completed in Vegas.
Which has not been started yet.
Oh.
It's still, they're still arguing about it.
Any chance that Oakland could retain them?
I don't think so.
What if the city fathers, if there are any, built a new ballpark in Oakland and beat Vegas to the
Well, they
punch?
talked about
Or did
it, yeah.
somebody buy them who is Vegas bound?
They don't. The guy doesn't want this. They were talking. Remember where Jack London Square is? They were
Yeah.
talking about building it downtown, and the guy doesn't want it downtown. And I don't think so. I think they're gone. But they may not go to Vegas. They may not get it built. They might end up in Portland or someplace like that. So, or Nashville, maybe. I don't know.
I bet Oakland was a fine baseball town during the
They won
golden
a lot
years.
of games for a while. And,
Are they going to tear that facility down, or are they just going to leave it for now?
if they fill it, if they tear it down, it'll be too good for it. They should. There's not enough
It is a
dynamite.
dump.
It's a dump.
Yeah.
Hey, plus they got possums in the press box.
They got all kinds
How
of
many
stuff.
months a year? It's working in the press box. You look up, there's a family of possums looking at you. Makes you nervous. I don't know. Are they rabid possums?
Possums are a very kind, gentle animal.
Yes.
I had one in the backyard. The babies were on its back.
Okay.
That's how Mom hauls them around.
Now we didn't have.
You don't
them.
want to get one angry.
We didn't have them in the Twin Cities for a long time.
They're here now. They got
Find
here.
them.
You
Kind
can
of like
find them.
coyotes. You'd see one coyote a year. Now they're walking down the street, looking for babies. Unreal. What? So did we give the basketball and hockey enough pop here today? I mean, it's pretty damn good.
How do you like your Wild's chances, Mr. Mayor?
I like them.
You do, still.
I
Yep.
say 40-60. I say they got a 40% chance. They got better goal scorers. The only way Vegas can score a goal is like beating you up in front of the net.
Yeah, that is
With
true.
all those big monsters. We got there. We got the Ruski. We got Boldy. We got Rossi, who they demoted, but and then Foligno was playing great. So
You know, the teams that excel, do you think they have about 3 commies that are as good as don't you need about 3 of those guys?
yeah, I don't know.
They got half commies. They got Faber's a half commie. He's a hell of a player. And he gives you everything he's got. Eck is a half commie. He's
You
damn
mean
near.
in goodness?
Yes,
in
and
goodness.
Boldy's a half commie.
Yeah.
So you got.
Well, they got their
So
guy
that
that's-
2 halves. You got
I
2.5
think the Ruski's
commies.
got about 3 of them, don't they? The guy who scored the winning goal was a Ruski, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Basha lead.
We got 2.5 commies if you look
You
at
know
it that
what?
way.
Yeah.
All right.
We do have too many Russians in the league.
Oh, it's terrible.
Too many.
I think you, like you say, go back till the war has ended,
Yes.
and then you can come back.
Yeah.
And given the way things are going, the Kirill the Thrill better not take another Siberian fishing trip.
No, I don't
He
think
better
so.
stay here.
I saw that Putin said he's having one of his famous ceasefires starting May 8th.
We got to set it up. You got to get ready for it. Yeah.
Why,
Why are you calling it? Why don't you just have one?
God Almighty, unbelievable, unbelievable. So, what do you think of the Trumpster wearing a blue suit to the Pope's funeral?
The CP was bitching about that. I didn't notice. I didn't care.
Apparently, everybody wears a black suit.
It's a funeral.
Yes,
you know.
yeah. Most of us don't wear like rainbow.
Well,
colors.
and she said it was shark skin. It was a blue, shiny shark skin suit.
I bet he was looking at his watch during the because how long did they take there? A couple hours?
Oh, yeah. But I was reading that he really got into it at the sign of peace, where you shake somebody's hand.
Oh,
he was
shaking
working the
hands with
room.
everyone. He was
working the
really.
room.
They thought it was for him.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm surprised he went. I think the bride, though, who hates him, by the way, she had the veil.
Well, I
She was
believe
veil
she's of the
appropriate.
Roman Catholic Church.
Really?
I think so.
She's veil
Isn't
appropriate.
she-
She was veil appropriate.
What is she? Slovenian? Or what's that other country?
It's one of those over there.
She's one of those countries. Mm-hmm. What the hell is it?
Where half the NBA comes from now. Nikolai Jokic.
Where's that Neanderthal
Nikola
from?
Jokic?
Yeah.
He's from
Slovenia.
Serbia.
Serbia.
But maybe she's Serbian.
Who are we asking about again?
Melania.
Melania. Okay.
I think she's. I think she's of the church.
She is also from Slovenia.
Slovenia.
Oh, really?
See if she's Catholic.
Novo Mesto,
He's from Serbia,
Slovenia.
though.
Find out if she's Catholic.
All right.
'Cause she had the veil on, the whole deal. She knew what she was
Where did
doing.
he find her?
She was a model, wasn't she?
Yeah, what would she?
Well, she was actually born in Yugoslavia.
Yeah. Was she Miss
because
Slovenia or something?
No, that was when the war started. That we end up with 6 countries. That's the worst thing about the breakup of the Soviet Union and Yugoslavia. Too many countries.
Yeah.
Too many Greco-Roman
Too many
restaurants.
stands.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stand
6
countries.
countries. Yugoslavia was 6 countries. And they were good in basketball.
Who do we shoot on the bridge to start World War I? Archduke Ferdinand?
Oh, Pat.
Yeah.
I have an idea. So last week I was showing Joe,
Did
these
you
little.
find out if she's Catholic?
I will in a second here, but I got to bring this up with Patrick.
I don't know why I need to know
There's
that.
these 60-second videos of, the war and like a diagram showing you how they invaded and everything else.
Boy, you're really taken with that.
I love this. And Joe says, yeah, we shot some a-hole on the bridge and blah, blah, blah. I said, nothing better than Joe and Pat explaining world history.
World War I.
How many countries?
I think it would be fantastic. Why didn't we just drive around the Berlin Wall?
World War I, we still had the Ottoman Empire, basically, didn't we? That was a long time ago.
Why didn't we just drive around the wall?
You think kids today in your modern Minneapolis high school are studying World War I?
No,
I don't
they
think so.
aren't. They are not doing that. But
War II?
when is Columbus Day, by the way? I see it's a.
The Trumpers bringing it back.
I know we got rid of.
It's
got rid of
Indigenous Peoples
Indigenous
Day.
Peoples Day, but when is that?
I don't know.
I got to know for the post office. I got to know if I go to the credit union if they're closed or not. So
See, that would be a plan that could be disrupted
Yes.
by the storm. You have plans, Pat? Yeah, I got to go to the post office. I went this morning.
But I'm going to
Just
put
in
the
case
top
I got
down
disrupted.
And be sky aware when I'm driving out there. Yeah.
How you doing, Reavers?
I'm trying to look
it's
up.
like asking Rookie to look up
No, it's
something.
not because nothing is listed on her Wikipedia
Oh,
page.
never mind then.
But she is the second Roman Catholic First Lady after Jacqueline Kennedy. So there
Well, then
you go.
doesn't answer the question.
That's what I was trying to find out. So there you go.
Because she looked like she knew what she was doing.
So Joe's wife was a Protestant, huh? This wife, the divorced
Joe who?
Biden.
I don't know.
Well, she must
All
have been.
right, I'll look that
She
up.
must have been.
They were propelling him around the festivities in Rome.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, he should have been.
Had to hold him up.
He should have been there. He still goes to mass, for God's sake.
He was taking selfies and smiling away. Joe, it's a funeral. You're supposed to look glum. He was having a good time.
Whether she has whether she has ever formally converted to Catholicism or explicitly identifies as a Catholic has not been made public for Jill Biden.
Well, I can tell you this.
Here we go.
I think the Pope died from being too near. He had an overdose of smugness, having met Vance. I think Vance basically killed him for being.
It's a bold statement.
He met this guy and said,
That's it.
What's the use? We got jackasses like him running around the country. What's the use? I'm packing it in.
I told you I had a grandkid that was 25 feet
Yeah,
from
right,
on the
right.
last Boatmobile tour.
That's right.
And then he
Tremendous.
keeled over right after that. Took him inside.
I
and he-
love the fact that we all have grandkids and kids that go to frickin' Europe
Stuff.
for
Yeah.
college, you know?
I had families. We have family. Currently, we have family on 4 continents: Australia, Africa, Europe, and North America. 4
And
continents.
Grandkids? No, not all.
Adults and kids
Okay.
in 4 continents.
I don't think. Have I been to 4 continents?
You've been in
I've
Australia.
been in Europe,
You've been in Europe.
Australia. I think I've only been in 3 continents.
You've not
North
been to
America.
Asia.
I haven't been to South America. I've only been to 3 continents.
You've been to the Antarctic.
No, I haven't. No, I haven't.
You've been to 3: Europe, North America, and
Yeah, that's
Australia.
3 continents. I don't think I'm going to make a 4th. I don't know
What
where
are
I'm
the
going.
7?
Well,
You got your Europe.
yes,
You got your Africa.
yes,
You got your Asia.
yes.
You got your Australia.
Mm-hmm.
You got your North America. You got your Antarctica.
Yes, and you got, and is the Arctic officially a
Yeah,
continent?
we need another one.
You got Australia, New Zealand as a continent, right?
No, you just
Antarctica.
call it Australia.
Yeah.
New Zealand's probably part of it.
Do you
What's
know?
the 7th one?
I don't know. I don't know. Do you know that New Zealand and Australia, you think of these 2 neighbors down there, it's like an 8-hour flight.
Really?
New Zealand's south. Yeah, way south. It's way south.
That means way down there.
What should we talk about here that we should have we
I
missed
gotta,
on the sports?
now I got to get the
Dick
7.
Mulcran died.
Who's he?
Dick was 100, former Hamlin football coach and longtime track coach, and a great guy. I did a piece on him 10 years ago, and he made it to 100. He was 100 in January. When he was 90, I was interviewing him, and I said, "Now, Dick, before you give me this interview, the last time I talked to an old MIAC coach, he died 9 days later."
Another guy died over the weekend. The longtime Mounds View.
Oh, yeah, Ziggy.
Ziggy.
The great Ziggy Cowles.
Yeah.
Ziggy I've been reading some great stuff on Ziggy. And Ziggy, coached some great players. And he coached for 45 years at Augsburg. But Ziggy would tell guys, you don't shoot. You're a bad shooter. You pass to Horvath or Landsberg or something. They shoot. You play defense.
Yep.
You dribble and you pass to the guy who can shoot.
That's right.
They said he was big on analytics. His analytic was, if you can't shoot, don't shoot.
Don't shoot it.
Let the guy who can shoot. Great strategy. He had 3 Mr. Basketballs, and Landsberger wasn't one of them.
Joe, as Pat was trying to allude to, I had that same instruction.
Yeah.
Reavers, don't shoot.
Don't shoot.
I got
Pass it to Onstead.
I got your continents, and I think there's going to be a controversy.
Here we
Yes.
go.
North America.
Yes.
Asia.
Yes.
Antarctica. South America. Europe. Africa. Oceania. Oceania.
Yeah, that's Australia and New Zealand, right?
Yeah, that's it. Because
Yes. But here's the
Oceania.
thing. Why is the Arctic?
Since when was it called Oceania?
So we get
Oceania.
We get credit for North
Australia?
America gets credit for the Arctic though, right?
That's part of
It's
North
not a
America.
continent, yeah.
That's part of North America.
Okay.
We claim it.
South America gets no credit for Antarctica.
No, it's very separated there.
I believe, in fact, Joe, I believe Trump wants to rename it North America.
No, I'm looking at the map here. Yeah, so
well,
Australia would be part of that Oceania, but all kinds of islands.
Little islands, Micronesia, and all,
All
that
them.
crap, all that.
They got, you can get them. They're in there.
Well, we left a lot of dead soldiers.
But that wasn't called Oceania when we were in school.
hell no.
It was Australia.
Australia.
Yeah.
That's right.
Good day, mate.
Hey, put another shrimp on the bobby.
They've changed a lot of things. Well, you know what I mean? We didn't have a room either for quarterback.
See, here's another site. It says one of
Make
the
America
seven.
great again.
Take
This
away
one
the
doesn't
room.
say Oceania. It says Australia. I'm sticking with Australia.
Okay,
All right.
go ahead.
I don't care what you think.
I don't think the nun can fluck here because you don't say Oceania. That's good enough.
Let's sell some cars.
That's right.
Oh, I keep telling you that.
Ahead of this big, massive
Wait a minute,
storm
this is
coming
Pat's deal. I was going to start telling you about the Buick wagon. What a car!
Man alive, you're big on that Buick wagon. Huh?
From 12 feet away, you'd think it's a Mercedes-Benz wagon.
Wow. You're taking Joe's word for it. Jim Paul and Brett Paul's Valley group of GM dealers. They got a fantastic lot full of SUVs. They're probably out there covering them up right now, right, with the hail coming.
Yep.
And
They're staying sky aware.
yes,
aware at the
you got to be
dealership.
sky aware at the dealership. That's for sure. Listen. If you've been watching sports, these Buick SUV ads have been all over the place. And these are great-looking machines. They have a tremendous amount of stock inventory at Apple Valley, Jim Paul and Brett Paul, pre-tariff, and also 2024, 2025, great prices, low interest rates, some the lowest, 0, and also rebates. Factory rebates. It's they have the experienced staff too. They got a guy. You go in there and finance the thing, and you're going to be shocked how great they are. Jim Paul and Brett Paul, Valley Group of GM dealers, Apple Valley. Get out there, buy that kid an SUV for graduation.